Where you murdering the beat. Where you murdering the beat. Where you murdering the beat.
What's going on, y'all? Dontae's Boxing Nation live. Boy, oh boy. Murder he wrote in the ring tonight. That boy Deontay Wilder, he said he feared for Bermane Severne's life earlier this week. And man, that's the closest to death I've seen in the ring, man. Damn, that was vicious. Let me go ahead and pull this picture up. What's going on, y'all? Dontae's Boxing Nation live. Hey, we're going to try to go ahead and call up a couple cats. I just talked to Shakur Stevenson. Wanted to talk to him about sparring with Lomachenko and also get his reaction to this vicious knockout by Deontay Wilder. We're going to talk about all that, guys. Welcome to the live feed. Let's go ahead and try to call up Shakur Stevenson right now and see what it is. Hopefully we could get him on the line right now. Let's see here. What's going on, y'all? Once again, Dontae's Boxing Nation live. We're going to try to go ahead and call up Shakur Stevenson right now. See if we could get him on the horn. Talk about this Deontay Wilder knockout. Talk about Shakur Stevenson sparring with Lomachenko.
Hello?
What's going on, Shakur Stevenson, man?
What's good, champ?
All right, man. We got you live right now. First things first, before we get into what you got going on, Shakur, I want to go ahead and ask you, what did you think about tonight's performance by the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder, man?
Personally, I feel like I've been saying this for a minute. Deontay Wilder is my favorite heavyweight out, and I like Deontay Wilder a lot. And dude just know how to get it done, and I respect it.
And he has an amateur pedigree. I mean, you've been boxing out of diapers, but you know, you could kind of relate to the fact that he went to the Olympics like you and everything, and it looked like he's getting better and better, Shakur.
Yeah, I heard he went to the Olympics with like 18 fights or something like that.
Yeah.
He went in a bronze medal, so you gotta respect it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
He's special.
For everybody just tuning in right now, you guys are listening to Shakur Stevenson. Shakur, so everybody been buzzing about you sparring with Lomachenko. Go ahead and kind of elaborate on that, man. How was that experience, and how did they reach out to you to even set that up, man?
Honestly, I was more pushing for it. I've been asking like to spar him and stuff, just to like see where my level is at. But when I kept asking, I guess he wasn't really fighting no southpaws, so they couldn't really like get me to spar him. But now he's fighting southpaw, so this was my opportunity to take this moment and grab it. And I came down here and it was some great sparring, and Lomachenko is one of the best, and I see and I understand why he's one of the best pound for pound in boxing now.
You guys once again listening to Shakur Stevenson. So you see, you just hipped a lot of people to some stuff they didn't know, that you actually was reaching out. You wanted to spar with him for some time. A lot of people didn't even know that. They would have thought that Loma, had just randomly called you up. So I'm glad you shared that with everybody, Shakur.
Yeah.
Shakur, I mean, you've been a silver medalist in the Olympics. Let everybody know, man, all the talent that you've been in the ring sparring with, so they know, so you can actually compare getting in the ring with Lomachenko compared to everybody else you've been in the ring with, from Terrence Crawford and everyone else.
Lomachenko, he got amazing feet work. He got his feet work like is everything. He got amazing feet work, and he's one of the best people I've ever been in the ring with. Also, him and Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, man, Terrence Crawford. So wow, so you would put them neck and neck as the best guys you've been in there sparring with and working with, then, huh?
I wouldn't say neck and neck, but I'll definitely put them as top guys.
Okay, so you put Terrence over him, or vice versa, or what? I know I'm pushing you on it, but what would you say, Shakur?
I can't really say that. I don't know. I can't really say that one.
Okay. So you expect to get a whole bunch more rounds in with him then, right? You're gonna stay with him throughout the training camp, or what?
Yeah, definitely. However long they need me, or however long they tell me I'm here, I'm here. I'm working.
Man, that's what it is, Shakur. Once again, you guys are listening to Shakur Stevenson live right now. He gave his thoughts, if you guys missed it, on the Dontae Wilder performance earlier tonight. Dontae Wilder knocks out Bermane Stavern in the very first round. Shakur Stevenson, what do you have lined up, man?
I fight December 9th under that Lomachenko Ringstar card.
Nice.
On ESPN. And I'm excited. I'm going to put on the show.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's what it is. And you moving, I see you pretty much move. You're going to move pretty fast when it comes to your career, huh, Shakur?
Yeah, I'm going to try to. I had a lot of experience as far as Olympic experience, and I'm going to try to move as fast as I'm supposed to move.
Uh-huh. And did you catch any of the undercard fights? Did you catch Sean Porter against Granados?
Yeah, I watched it. Sean Porter did his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Granados said he got robbed, but I thought Sean Porter did his thing. Sean Porter fighting his style is a rough, rugged, and sometimes people will call it dirty, but it's a rough style, and he displayed his style, and I thought it was a good performance by him, even though he hurt his hand. Okay,
man. Is there anybody that you see yourself as fighting in a future pay-per-view fight in the future, when it comes to your future, your near future, Shakur?
They talking about to do Michael Conlon, so we were supposed to fight. We were supposed to fight in the Olympics, so hopefully that's gonna be pay-per-view, big fight. It should be in New York, and I hope everything go how it's supposed to go, so we can meet.
Mm-hmm. Now, Shakur, I mean, I know you working with Lomachenko, but I'm gonna still ask you, what would be the keys to victory for Lomachenko in the fight, and vice versa for Rigo in that fight? How do you see that fight playing out, champ?
I can't really say on this one, to be honest with you. I'm a fan of both, and I'm kind of 50-50 on both, so I can't really say what's the keys to victory. I know they both got great feet work. They both got great defense. And I know it's going to be a very technical fight. Lomachenko throw a lot more punches than Ringstar, and Ringstar throw a lot less punches than Lomachenko. So I don't know. I'm kind of waiting to see. I never really seen Lomachenko get touched, but I seen Ringstar get touched, and his chin seemed a little, I don't know,
a little suspect.
Yeah, so I don't know.
How would you rate Lomachenko's power? Was it anything that stood out, or it was just normal type?
He got cracked. Most of the overseas guys, they got power, like, so he got some crack.
He got some crack. Yeah. You letting people know what it is, Shakur. All right, man. Go ahead.
Like I said, I'm 50-50. I don't know who. I know Ringstar is a great boxer, got that Cuban style, and Lomachenko also a great boxer. So we'll see.
And you've been in the ring. I mean, with your amateur pedigree, Shakur, you familiar with the Russians and the amateurs, the Cubans and the amateurs. So it's good to get your perspective on that matchup right there, man. Yeah,
I wouldn't be able to answer the question on who will win, though.
No, I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, hey, family, I want to thank you for doing the interview with me after a packed weekend of boxing. Anything else on your mind? Anything else you want to say to the fans, man? You want them to follow you and everything, Shakur?
Follow me on Instagram, Twitter at Shakur Stevenson. Tune in December 9th. I'm fighting a come forward Mexican pressure type fighter. So he's going to be willing to make the fight. So I'm
Nice.
putting on the show. I promise y'all. I'm putting on the show.
That's what it is. Y'all heard it from my man Shakur Stevenson. Good looking out, family. I'll talk to you the week of that fight and after, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Take care, Shakur. All right,
All right,
man. All right. That's my man, Shakur Stevenson. Yeah, guys, what's going on, y'all? Dontae's Boxing Nation Live. You guys can call in if you want. I'll open up the phone lines for you. But actually, before you guys do call in, I'm gonna try to go ahead and get my man Derek James. We talked earlier. Try to get him to call in. But anyway, before I go ahead and call up Derek James, I want to say yeah, man, congratulations to Deontay Wilder. He continues to get better and better. Like I said at the beginning of this live stream, he said, I fear for this man's life. He said he was going to try to go in there and kill him. I mean, we've seen how he's had opponents laid out like Spilka. I mean, that's scary type stuff right there. You see the way, I mean, we haven't seen people get knocked out like this probably since Mike Tyson. You know, I mean, we're not comparing them skill-wise, but the way Mike Tyson knocked out his opponents, this is the way Wilder is knocking out his opponents. I mean, just by way of contrast, guys, I mean, you look at how Anthony Joshua performed against Takam last weekend, and then look at what Deontay Wilder just did to a former heavyweight champion that had never been knocked out before. That is very, very impressive. So, yeah, man, that's pretty much what it is. That's what it is. Deontay Wilder, he knocks out Bermane Stavern. I was trying to take a little glimpse at the comment section as I was talking, but he knocks him out. And once again, man, I want to say, for anyone in the comment section or any fans that's saying Deontay Wilder is a bum, he's this, or he's knocking out bums, etc., etc., if that is the case, that's more of a reason for Anthony Joshua to take the fight. Wouldn't you guys agree? I mean, if you have a heavyweight champion who's just fighting nothing but bums and he's overrated and he's not that good, then you would think that Anthony Joshua would have already taken the fight, right? That's just common sense. Because clearly, Anthony Joshua and any fan that's saying that Wilder, you know, he's knocking out nothing but bums, etc., clearly none of you guys would say that Pulev, Takam, Charles Martin, even you guys wouldn't say that those fighters are better than Wilder, right? So it's time for us to get that fight, man. Let me go ahead and look at the comment section. My man said Bermane was already defeated. He played himself. I mean, yeah, but he wasn't in the ring by himself, though. I mean, it's kind of hard to take away credit from the guy that knocked him out and then try to say he only got knocked out because of himself. That doesn't logically make sense. My man is asking how many rounds Anthony Joshua versus Wilder. I mean, it's a heavyweight fight, guys. It's kind of hard to predict a round because anything could happen. But all I know is it wouldn't go 12 rounds. I know that. And if Anthony Joshua wasn't in a hurry to fight Deontay Wilder, do you guys think that he's going to be in a hurry to fight Deontay Wilder after tonight's performance? Once again, if Wilder is fighting nothing but bums, what are you guys calling Anthony Joshua? Because that's the guy he's calling out. So like I said, you know, logically, you know, a lot of stuff we hear these fans say, it doesn't make any sense. He called out Anthony Joshua. He was extremely aggressive when he called out Anthony Joshua after he knocked out Bermane Stavern in the post-fight interview. He said, stop ducking. He said, I declare war. And, you know, he called him out aggressively. So, you know, he even said that he's willing to go over there to the UK and fight him. Jim Gray was asking him, are you willing to fight Dylan White? He said, yeah, I'll fight Dylan White if Anthony Joshua's name is on the contract. You know, he basically called Dylan White a peasant. He said, you know, we're not supposed to fight peasants. He said kings are supposed to fight kings, is what Deontay Wilder said. And I'm sure a lot of you guys would agree with that assessment, right? You know, it's funny when you're on a coincidental list. And I was kind of surprised, a little taken back when I heard Al Bernstein getting on that decaf talk. I know that Al Bernstein, he talks, he talks a little reckless sometimes, and he'll say some casual stuff every once in a while. I'm aware of that. But during this broadcast, he started talking that Dylan White stuff. He started saying, Ronaldo, he was like, Deontay Wilder is calling out all of the best heavyweights. And Bermane or Bernstein, he tried to basically counter by saying, yeah, but there's some fighters out there, that want to fight him, like Dylan White. But, this is so funny to me because this only happens to you when you're on the coincidental list. See, what you have to do is you have to put it in a perspective to where even decafs could realize how ridiculous that sounds. Let's just imagine if someone on the hope list, imagine if someone like Gennady Golovkin, imagine if he was aggressively calling out Andre Ward, right? He's aggressively calling out Andre Ward, and Andre Ward is like, I don't know if I want that fight, maybe 2020, and I'm not going to be forced into fighting Gennady Golovkin. And then all of a sudden, Chad Dawson, who Andre Ward knocked out, all of a sudden Chad Dawson starts calling out Gennady Golovkin, right? And then all of a sudden now the narrative is, oh yeah, why is Golovkin ducking Chad Dawson? Yeah, Golovkin, he keeps calling out Andre Ward, but he don't want to mess with that Chad Dawson. You see how ridiculous that sounds, guys? That is how ridiculous it sounds when you sit over here and try to discredit a man on the coincidental list for wanting to fight the other heavyweight champion who knocked out Dylan White, but then you'll turn around and defend Anthony Joshua for not fighting him, but then you'll criticize Deontay Wilder for not fighting the guy that Anthony Joshua already knocked out. It don't make no damn sense. It don't make no damn sense. Let me see what they talking about in the comment section. And you know what, guys? Realistically, man, yeah, Dylan White is a good fighter, but there's something else I want to say to basically respond to what Al Bernstein said when he was, on that decaf talk, and he was like, why doesn't Anthony Joshua fight him, et cetera, et cetera. If you're comparing Bermane Stiverne to Dylan White, what was the difference between Bermane Stiverne and Dylan White before this fight took place tonight? You know what the difference was? The difference is Bermane Stiverne had never been knocked out before. And he was the former heavyweight champion of the world. Dylan White had been knocked out before, coincidentally by the guy that Wilder is calling out. And he had never been the heavyweight champion of the world before. So that's pretty much what that is, guys. Yeah, man. Congratulations to you guys talking about in the comment section. Congratulations to Lil B-Hop, Chris Colbert. That was a little civil war going on between him and Titus Williams. This doesn't really affect Titus Williams that much because they were both young, undefeated prospects going into a fight where they were willing to fight against each other, put their undefeated records on the line at an early stage in their career. And, they went back and forth, talked a lot of mess. And, it was Chris Colbert, Little B-Hop, that got the W. He knocked down Titus Williams, and he won a unanimous decision. So congratulations to Chris Colbert for beating Titus Williams, and Titus Williams will be back. This loss, I don't think, will affect him that much. It's not like he got knocked out, so psychologically, I don't think it's going to affect him. What's going on to everybody in the comment section? Let me see what y'all talking about. Let me see. My man said, where the hell is Joseph Parker holding belt for dear life? Bitch ass. Okay. Yeah, man. Joseph Parker, man, he's holding the belt. He's holding the belt, but, he ain't doing nothing with it. Anthony Joshua, or at least Eddie Hearn, they said that they want that Joseph Parker fight in 2018. Wilder, he called out Joseph Parker a long time ago. He called him out a long time ago, man. So, that's pretty much what it is. I'm going to see if I can get, here, let me see here. Yeah, y'all. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in. We live right now. Wilder knocks out Bermane Stevenson in the very first round. Very impressive, stiff, straight jabs. I mean, he was pumping that jab like Lennox Lewis tonight. And what was so impressive about this knockout by Wilder is Bermane Stevenson, he was focusing and concentrating on nothing but trying to avoid that big-ass right hand. And he still got caught with it. That's how you know it's a very impressive right hand and a very unpredictable right hand when you expect it to come and you still can't time it. You know, he struck Bermane Stevenson out is what he did. So that was a very impressive performance. Once again, let me go ahead and I'm gonna go and call up my man Derek James and see what he thought about your boy Sean Porter beating Granados and Wilder knocking out Bermane Stevenson. You know, it'll be interesting what he has to say about Sean Porter, because Sean Porter is in that welterweight division at the top, and who knows, man? Who knows? You know, eventually Sean Porter may even have to fight Derek's boy Errol Spence. We'll see, man. We'll see what happens. Let me go ahead and call up my man Derek James and just get his reaction real quick to this great fight that we had tonight. Yes, sir, y'all. So once again, y'all, make sure you guys tune in to the live show tomorrow, Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Dontae's Boxing Nation radio show live. We're going to get it in, guys. All right, so Derek must be busy right now. He's not answering the phone. We'll see if he calls back.
Derek James.
Yep, that's he's busy right now. So anyway, guys, that's what it is, man. Once again, for everybody just tuning in, Sean Porter, decisions, Granados. I commend Adrian Granados. He put on a great performance. You know, I really respect Adrian Granados because he's really a junior welterweight. I mean, well, you know, he can fight at welterweight or junior welterweight. And, you know, he was planning on going down to 140 before this fight, but the opportunity came along. He couldn't pass it up. And I give him a lot of credit because a lot of times when Sean Porter bullies these fighters and gets them on the ropes, you know, they feel uncomfortable. They'll tie him up real quick. They don't want to, you know, exchange with him. And Adrian Granados was right there exchanging toe-to-toe with Sean Porter. There was times when Porter had Adrian Granados on the ropes, and it was Porter that would actually back up, and Adrian Granados will stay there on the ropes. And he was like, "Where you going? I thought this was where the party was." You know? So I commend Adrian Granados, but congratulations to Sean Porter. You know, a lot of people talk about how Sean Porter is sloppy and they don't like his style. But Sean Porter, he showed great boxing ability. I already knew because I've been knowing Sean for a long time. I've watched him spar with, you know, some of the best fighters. And Sean Porter, he's always been able to box, you know. But he showed some great boxing skills in this fight tonight. He showed great foot movement in the fight. His aggression, real short shots that he was landing. He was landing a lot of shots on Granados, and of course, Granados showed a great chin. See what you guys talking about in the comment section. Once again, shout out to my guy out there. I have a reporter out there in New York. I sat this one out. I have my reporter out there. He's at the post-fight press conference and at the fight right now. So, you know, he's covering all of that stuff for Dontae's Boxing Nation. But, Porter, he talked about him possibly breaking his hand. There was, they did show a clip of Porter hitting Granados on the top of the head, and then he winced. So he definitely hurt his hand. I don't know if it's broken, but he definitely hurt his hand. Good looking out to my man Kevin Stenhouse, a part of that DBN Super Chat Army. My man donating. I appreciate that, Kevin. He said, will Brook fight next at 147 or 154 or versus Khan? I'm sure that's the fight that Kell Brook wants, is that Khan fight. Man, he just better be careful, man. breaking both of his damn, eye sockets, left and right. Man, that's some cold stuff to go through and deal with, man. What's going on to everybody in the comment section? I haven't really had a chance to check it out. If you guys want to call in, you guys can call in. Shout out to my man Shakur Stevenson. For everybody just tuning in, I had Shakur Stevenson on the live stream, and he gave his thoughts, his reaction to the Deontay Wilder knockout, blowout over Bermane Stevenson. He talked about his experience sparring with Lomachenko. He gave Lomachenko a lot of credit, man. He gave Lomachenko a lot of credit. He has a lot of respect for Lomachenko's skills in the ring. He even compared him to Terrence Crawford in there. So, because, Shakur, he sparred with Terrence Crawford as well. So, yeah, man, that's what it is. So, if you guys missed that interview, all this stuff will be archived, and you guys can go back and watch it on my channel when this live feed is uploaded. You guys already know what it is. Yes, sir, y'all. Yes, sir. I appreciate, once again, everybody for tuning in. And once again, man, everybody for copping these fresh fly shirts. Hashtag Dontae's Boxing Nation. Hashtag Decaf Busters. Hashtag New Media. It's going down as it always does, guys, right here. Oh, man, it was a great night of boxing, man. Congratulations to Dimitri Bivol. He got a win tonight over, Brockhurst? First round knockout. So congratulations to Dimitri. That was an impressive knockout. Once again, congratulations to Little B-Hop, Chris Colbert, Sergey Lipinets got a win on the undercard. So it was some good fights, man. It was some good fights tonight. Once again, you guys feel free to call in. Decaf, you could call in. People speaking the truth, you could call in. It's what it is, man. It's what it is. So, yeah, man. Let me go ahead and look at the comment section. All right, what's going on to everybody in the comment section? I'm trying to read these comments. Comments moving kind of fast right now. My man Richard said, Stavern gonna cry in the ambulance. Yeah, I told you guys going into this fight that this will be a very devastating emotional loss for the person who loses this fight. And it was Bermane Stevenson. Because we know that Bermane Stevenson, he used the excuse he was dehydrated in the first fight. So I told you guys, if he loses again and he has no excuse, this is going to be a very devastating loss. Yes, sir, y'all. Yeah, man, I'm taking a look at the comment section right now, and I appreciate all the love, guys. I appreciate all the love, man, for sure. And I appreciate everybody donating to the channel, man. I really appreciate that. Everybody to show love in the super chat section is part of that army. Shout out to my man Kevin Stenhouse for donating tonight. We just started the live stream. Once again, for everybody who missed it earlier, we had that boy, the silver medalist, Shakur Stevenson. He was on the horn with us. He chopping it up with DBN. He has some cool stuff to say about sparring with Lomachenko. He gave his thoughts on Wilder knocking out Bermane Stevenson. I was about to say Anthony Joshua. Once again, that's a 50-50 fight. But, something else that's very, very impressive about Deontay Wilder. His power is so freakish that if you guys go back and watch the replays, one thing you'll notice is there was, I think the second knockdown, Bermane was blocking the punch, and Wilder, he threw a punch that basically hit Bermane on the guard, and it still knocked down Bermane Stevenson. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up the phone lines, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the phone lines, and I'm gonna call you guys by your area code. So let's go ahead and do this, y'all. Once again, make sure you guys tune in to the show tomorrow, the radio show tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Oh, man, we're going to have a good one tomorrow, guys. Let's go ahead and open up these phone lines, see what we got here. All right, man. We got 203. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Hey, what's going on? This is Brian representing Danbury, Connecticut.
All right. What's going on? What's going on,
Man, I'm going to have to call you out. I'm going to have to call you guys out a little bit.
Please do.
You know what I mean? I think
Go ahead.
you guys are being a little too soft on Porter and his father. I mean, we're always hearing about how Danny Garcia doesn't want to fight him, how Danny Garcia was scared of him, when in reality, we all know this man himself won't fight Errol Spence and had an opportunity where he could have been fighting for a title, or at least could have been fighting one of the top welterweights in the world, but he said no to it. So it's the kettle calling the pot black, and I think he needs to start being called out on it. I got number of respect for him, number of respect for his father, support them to the fullest, but you got to call it how it is. And I think just with the relationships that, everybody's been having with him and his family, it seems as if, to me, people are not really putting the foot on that neck when it comes to that particular issue.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Sean Porter is in no hurry to fight against Errol Spence. Once again, I have the interviews up, obviously, where Kenny Porter, where I asked him tons of times, are you guys going to fight Errol Spence? And even his dad, he said, well, we don't have to fight him because we don't have those IBF problems that Kell Brook has. So, that's pretty much what it is. But, I mean, do you feel that Sean Porter is contradicting himself, or he just doesn't want to fight him, period?
I feel that he's I feel that he doesn't want to fight Errol Spence, and he's basically contradicting himself. He's basically saying, okay, it's like as if Danny doesn't want to fight him because Danny might see maybe a different route to Keith Thurman, and a different route to getting that title shot, maybe an easier way to that title shot. Yet they're literally doing the exact same thing. They could have had a title shot, and they can say all they want about the IBF this and that. If Jeff Horn had that IBF title, they'd be down to fight Jeff Horn. That's how personally I feel. So it's like even if you forget the title, this man is being seen as one of the top guys out there, and you're saying you want to fight the best, and no one quote wants to fight you. Like, I'm not even sure why those words keep coming out of his father's mouth, because Errol Spence was willing to fight you, just like you didn't fight for a title this fight, you didn't fight for a title that fight. If that title's such a big thing, you know what? Go fight Errol Spence. Whip his tail, submit yourself as being basically the best, because he says he, quote, wants to prove that he's the king, and it's coming out of his mouth that in an interview that he did on the PBC live feed that he doesn't think that Errol Spence is the king of the division. You're saying this man's not the king of the division, and that you're, quote, going to prove yourself to be the king, but then you don't want to fight this man? And you're saying you're not going to fight him? They're saying, they're not looking at fighting a Terrence Crawford, somebody who is basically, we know is going to have a title around his waist in the next couple of months, early 2018. But, you want Keith Thurman. You're doing the exact same thing. You're trying to get what you see as the easiest route to a title. So don't do that and then try to chastise somebody else for doing the same thing. It's no difference than Abel Sanchez and Triple G, how, Canelo versus Khan, that's business fight, but then you go and fight Kell Brooks. You know what I mean? And then, Canelo wanting to, wait a lot longer to fight him. That's business. They're all business. But then you don't want to fight the Charlos, and you want to wait 30 fights from now to fight Danny Jacobs. I mean, it's the same thing. You're talking out of both sides of your mouth. And I believe that's what they're also doing. And, and they're not being called out on it, and we need to call them out on it. No disrespect, but people's, I think, relationships, people being a little too nice to them, and people really need to put it out there for what it really truly is. Just like how you walked into that elevator with Mikey Garcia, with the whole monkey thing, when you put that whole friendship thing aside and said, hey, this is a tough question that I got to really put on you. I think that really needs to be put on them as well, because it seems to me they keep doing the same thing. They keep still being that kettle, calling that pot black. And they need to be called out on it. I truly believe they want no part of that man. But I don't believe anybody wants any part of that man in the welterweight division. And people need to put it out there like it is.
Yeah, and we've been putting it out there, bro. And, and that's the great thing about this platform, is the fact that what you just said right now, they are definitely going to hear what you just said right now. That is for sure, man. And I'm definitely going to ask the question again. Once again, I've already asked the question to Kenny, and Sean, are they going to fight Errol Spence? So, yeah, man. But thank you for keeping it 100, man, and putting that out there, man. That's what it is, man. Well, I thank you for calling in. All right, bro. I'm going to get to another one, okay?
All right, no doubt.
All right. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Man, y'all heard it from my man. He said Sean Porter need to get in there with that truth. But real talk, man. I'm going to just tell you guys straight up. I mean, no one wants to get in the ring with Errol Spence. No one wants to get in the ring with Errol Spence, and like I said, I'm gonna get Kenny Porter and Sean back on the show, and we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about what you guys are saying when it comes to Errol Spence, and if he's planning on ever fighting Errol Spence, But right now, most of the pressure is on Keith Thurman because he's the other champion. So we'll see, guys. But that was some good stuff from my man, keeping it 100, and that's pretty much what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and take another call, but let me go ahead and let me see what you guys are talking about in the chat section. Let me see over here. Let me see what you guys are talking about once again. My man said Wilder, AJ is ducking Spence. Okay, I don't know exactly. I was just reading some random stuff right there, but I guess he was trying to say that AJ is ducking, and people are definitely. No one's in a hurry to get in a fight with Errol Spence. That's for sure. Nobody want to fade with Errol Spence. They need to fight Errol. Okay. No doubt about it. Wilder's stock has risen tonight. No doubt about it. I mean, guys, can you imagine if Deontay Wilder wasn't on a coincidental list? Can you imagine if Deontay was on a hope list after these type of vicious knockouts? I mean, once again, decafs, they claim, that's why so-and-so fighters, on the coincidental list don't get credit because they don't get knockouts, Dontae, and et cetera, et cetera. I've had conversations with certain members of the media that tried to explain why fighters on a coincidental list don't get respect. And yet, Deontay Wilder is doing exactly what they said, that they wanted to see, right? He's giving them exactly what they asked for. And yet, they're still not getting treated like fighters on the hope list. So we know what time it is. Let's go ahead and, let me see here. My man says Spence will destroy Thurman, and Porter just stepped his game up. Porter looked real good tonight, guys. He looked real good tonight. He showed his boxing ability, and he also showed his aggression like he always does. All right, let me go ahead and take another call. Once again, for everybody that missed the fight, Deontay Wilder, he knocked out Bermane Stavern in the very first round. It was very reminiscent of Tyson versus Trevor Berbick, the way Bermane Stavern tried to get back up and he looked like he was dead when he hit the ground in that third knockdown. It looked bad, man. So I hope Bermane is okay. He has a lot of heart. He has a lot of pride. Hopefully he's okay, man. So that's pretty much what it is. I'll go ahead and take another call right now. Let's see what we got here. All right, we got 618. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Hey, what's going on at Dontae, man? Two quick points, man. I want to send out positive energy and prayers and stuff to Vern, man. I know he probably taken that kind of rough, man. All the back and forth they had been going through and stuff, and it was good to see Wilder after, knocking him out like that, walking over to the man on the stool and stuff. That's good sports.
Absolutely.
Letting after the bell's over, it's all done with. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But man, these guys, Wilder and them and Ringstar and the coincidentalness, they just gotta accept the fact that like how Ringstar said, man, he going up against the system. This boxing, this 2017 and the year of Trump, man. institutionalized racism. These cats are fighting.
No doubt about it.
We as young brothers and sisters, we need to support them, and meet alternative media outlets, much like you guys, 789, and other, not just the Dan Raphaels and the ESPN. You look at everything on ESPN, and they'll tell you, boxing is dead because HBO is dead, and the parent company of HBO and ESPN is ABC. Let's get to the micro and the microeconomics that's involved in this. You don't have no fighters.
Absolutely.
Your company's not producing any fighters. So the next thing you're going to do is just try to hate on anybody else that's producing. You turn from HBO and go to Showtime, and you think boxing is the hottest thing. Look, the year after 2017, the knockouts and the competition we've been having, when you turn on ESPN First Take and, you listen to Max Kellerman and Stephen A., these guys here, they'll praise one person, Lomachenko or Conor McGregor. Stephen A. Smith, he'll sit up there and be, I'm so cool, and, I want to take such and such points, but yet still he can't even bring himself to say that Conor McGregor using boy is a racist term. Well, I don't know if he knows that. He's from Ireland, but he knows everything else. He quote rap songs. He try to be down. He absorbs and vulturizes black culture, but he don't know things that are offensive to black or African Americans.
Well,
are we serious like this?
I think he
gotta be real.
I think he does know, and that's the weak-minded people, and that's the problem with with old media. They basically
right. Connor knows it.
Yeah, they basically.
Knows it, but I'm saying the path that Stephen A. Smith makes for him.
Yeah.
By saying.
But what I'm trying to say is Stephen A. Smith.
He won't do it.
Stephen A. Smith, he pushes the narrative that's accepted. He, as long as the racist people, as long as they accept the message, then he's comfortable with saying it. But if it goes against what they say, then he gonna go ahead and side with them. Basically, is what it comes down to. And
Dontae, again, like the brother just said about Porter, that I agree with 100%. We just got to start calling it. Man, time out for all that.
Oh yeah.
To go along, get along, to go along.
The whole truth.
The
whole truth. The whole truth, no matter how you take it.
Go along. Yeah, and well, plus I'm gonna push it one step further. I'm gonna go with the facts. Because from the facts you can spring many truths.
Mm-hmm.
But from the truth, that don't necessarily constitute fact.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just keep it factually accurate.
Mm-hmm.
You dig? And like our Wilder said, they don't support American fighters. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't view you as American. They don't. They don't. So deal with that. Let's deal with it.
But when we shine a light on it and expose it, that's what makes them uncomfortable, and that's when they start giving us a little bit more respect. This is the reason why we expose it. As long as you're making them uncomfortable with the truth, that's how you change things. So that's why
we as the fighters, or we as the young Americans are there, the fighters and the athletes. You know what I'm saying? It's up for them. There's no lead. You're not going to get accepted by these.
Absolutely. Hey man, but I don't mean to
and move on.
But I don't mean to cut you.
Back, y'all. He fought everybody after Floyd. He won't part of that.
Yep, absolutely, man.
Still Floyd duck people, but the very same people you give Pacquiao credit for beating, he fought those people after Floyd, and now you look at it, you're looking back in hindsight, the man was dirty. And then they start giving other people credit for actually requesting testing now.
I'm saying, because if Floyd wanted to do USADA, now because Floyd was the one who wanted to do USADA, they say, but he wanted to do USADA, it's VADA's the real testing and all that ridiculous talk. Hey man, but I gotta let you go, man. But once again, thanks for calling in. All right, man.
Keep it real, bro.
All right, take care, man. Yeah, man. So people calling in with that truth tonight, man. So once again, for everybody just tuning in, Deontay Wilder, he knocked out Bermane in the very first round. Shawn Porter, he decisions Granados in a pretty good fight. Congratulations to Shawn Porter. Great performance. Congratulations to Adrian Granados, who showed a lot of grit. He wasn't afraid to go toe-to-toe. He didn't look uncomfortable in there in the ring. And, yeah, man, he fought toe-to-toe off the ropes, something that, a lot of opponents that fight Sean Porter, usually don't feel comfortable, doing, fighting them off the ropes like that without relying on clinching and stuff like that. So, yeah, guys, once again, man, I'm just hanging out with you guys. Before I may take another call, and then let me go ahead and check the comment section once again. Yeah, man, we getting a whole lot of truth, man. The message is resonating right now. Like I said, man, if there's no doubt about it that if Deontay Wilder was on the hope list, can you guys imagine how big he would be right now? I remember I was there covering the Golovkin versus Willie Monroe fight. And, man, when he knocked out Willie Monroe, and when he knocked out, Wade, I was there covering that fight too. When he knocked out Dominic Wade, oh my Lord, man, that crowd erupted. People was walking by me like, oh, ain't nobody beating him. Nobody's beating Golovkin after he knocked out Dominic Wade, right? So if he's receiving credit like that, once again, this is a guy who's not even American. A rhetorical question: how is it possible that Deontay Wilder is knocking out former heavyweight champions that have never been knocked out before in the very first round? He's knocking out cats that look like they're having seizures in the ring, right? I mean, nasty fashion, he's knocking them out. And yet, he's still getting that same coincidental list treatment. We know what time it is at the end of the day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's what it is, y'all. That's pretty much what it is. Let me go ahead. I got my guy out there, and once again, I'm out there in New York. He's covering this fight for me. So, we'll put some more of the footage up, the press conference and all that good stuff, see what else Wilder had to say. Once again, Deontay Wilder, he called him A-juicing J. And he called him out aggressively. He said, stop ducking, stop dodging. Let's make this fight. This is the fight everyone wants to see. He even said he was willing to go over there to the UK and fight the man in his own backyard. Man, it's going to be really, really interesting to see how Anthony Joshua responds and reacts to Deontay Wilder knocking out Bermane Stevenson in that type of fashion, especially when you look at the dichotomy of how Anthony Joshua just looked last week against Takam. Anthony Joshua, that wasn't his greatest performance. By way of contrast, this was one of Wilder's best performances. So that's what it is, guys. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's take another call, man. Let's go ahead and take another call. All right, we got 812. What's going on, man? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Yeah, this is Justin from Indianapolis.
What's going on, man? What's on your mind, man?
I hear everything that you speak on and everything, the decaf and things like that, but I mean, the only one that come to mind is really, you need the shirt that says Decaf Hall of Fame and go ahead and put Larry Merchant on there.
Oh man, what are you talking about? He was one of the first people on the list.
Oh, he's one of the worst. I mean, every time a black person won something, he wanted to give them shit right after the fight and run up in their face like he was a boxer.
Man, I got many documentaries on Larry Merchant and Jim Lampley, man. So, those are Larry Merchant is the grand wizard of the decafs, and I've already said that before.
He tried to go ahead and take after Howard Cosell.
But see, that's offensive to Howard Cosell though, because Howard Cosell, he really had no agenda when he used to call fights. That's when we had traditional blow by blow commentators back then. When you heard him calling a fight, he was just telling you what was actually going on blow by blow. He wasn't trying to discredit a fighter while the fight is going on. He didn't get quiet when his favorite fighter was getting hit and then get loud when his favorite fighter is landing punches. He didn't do that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I wouldn't even compare.
I was going to ask you a question. I ain't trying to cut you off, though. You remember when Larry Merchant, I think it was when James Toney won a fight, and he told him, I don't F with you like that, and he would get mad and whenever somebody didn't want to talk to him.
Yeah, I mean, go back and look at the Bernard Hopkins, interview. You know, after Bernard Hopkins, he knocked out, what was his name? What was it, McCarr? Or it was some mandatory that Deontay Wilder, Bermane, Bernard Hopkins, excuse me, he had to fight, and the guy was just moving around the ring a whole bunch, and Bernard Hopkins had to chase him around the ring, and Larry Merchant, he start shitting all over Hopkins because this dude was moving away from Hopkins. You know, and telling him how that was a terrible performance, and we're gonna make sure, you know, you don't get to fight again, and he was talking crazy and reckless, and you know, Bernard Hopkins, he called him out on it. So
he really got mad. He got mad really though when, you know, when Mayweather put that ass whooping on a Gotti, RP to him, but you know, he was really mad about that. And everybody was laughing at that fact too.
No doubt about it. Yeah, I mean,
I was gonna say, you know, with all the top fighters that's going on, everybody ducking, they saying don't want to fight, they friends with everybody, taking pictures and stuff like that, like how Carmelo and LeBron take the little boat trip thing. You see all the little memes, people think it's funny. I was thinking maybe like, you know, how college has a playoff system, maybe they should enforce that in boxing. The top 4 fighters that's in the division go at it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I was just looking at the comment section right now. Got a little distracted right now. But, hey, man, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, bro, man. I thank you once again for calling in, man. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to wrap it up. Call back in again, okay, man?
All right, take it easy.
All right, take care, man. Yeah, I got, I was looking at the comment section, about to wrap this up, got a little distracted. But, yeah, man. Let me see, who is this? Okay. So let me go ahead. I'm going to take one more call. Let's take one more call over here, man. We got 903. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Going on, coming from Texas. My name is Hernan. How you doing?
What's going on, man? What's on your mind, man?
Man, this Joshua Wilder thing. Do you think Joshua ducking it, or is it management, or who is it?
Well, I mean, first of all, it was Eddie Hearn was the one that said, like, a couple months before the Takam fight, that Joshua is ready and he'll knock out Wilder in the 3rd round, or within 3 rounds, he said. And then a couple days later, Joshua came out of nowhere and said, I'm not going to be forced into taking this fight too early, and I don't know when that fight is going to happen, et cetera, et cetera. So that sounds like Anthony Joshua personally is not in a hurry. I mean, we could say for a fact, we know that, you know, Deontay Wilder, he has his own promoters and advisors and handlers, and so does Anthony Joshua. So you have to ask yourself the question, why is it Wilder is saying I want it right now, and Anthony Joshua is saying I don't know when it's going to happen? You know what I mean? They're both in the same situation. They both have promoters and advisors and all that kind of stuff. So
it's like another Canelo Triple G. You know, Triple G's chasing him, and he's taking his sweet ass time. You know, so, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what it is, man. That's pretty much what it is. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it is going to be very difficult for Anthony Joshua to justify him not fighting Deontay Wilder within the next 2 fights, especially after this kind of performance, because right now, you know, Wilder keeps knocking out people like that. You know, he's transforming into a superstar. You know, so regardless if you know, people going to hate on him or not, you keep knocking people out in that type of fashion, you know, eventually, you know, he's going to emerge as a superstar. Love him or hate him. So, yeah,
we need to get Joshua out the coincidental list.
Yeah. Well, once again, I mean, you know, that's funny, man, because, you know, no doubt about it, they both on the coincidental list, but of course, Deontay Wilder, you know, he the one that's getting it. He the one that's getting it the worst right now, because they want to discredit, because he's a threat to Anthony Joshua. I mean, and I will say this. I mean, you know, you have the UK fans, you know, and they're just being loyal, you know, to Anthony Joshua. But it really makes no sense when you have people over here in America like Al Bernstein, who's trying to once again discredit Deontay Wilder like he did tonight during the telecast by saying, oh, but Wilder, he could have fought Dylan White and this and that. Like I said, that sounds ridiculous. It sounds ridiculous when he wants the guy that knocked out Dylan White. But yeah, that's what it is, man. Hey, man, but thank you for calling in, though. All right, man.
No problem. Good night.
All right, man. Take care, man. All right, y'all. So I guess I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, guys. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Let me go ahead and see what's up. I didn't really get that much of a chance to check out the comment section that much. Let me see here. Once again, for everybody who missed it, you guys will see it later on when this live stream is uploaded on my channel. But my man Shakur Stevenson, he chopped it up with me on the live stream, talked about his experience sparring with your boy Lomachenko. He talked about the Wilder knockout and everything. That's what it is. Are you guys hearing static? Are you guys hearing static right now? I just checked out the here, let me see here. You know what I think I know? Let me see. Anyway, yeah, man, I'm about to go ahead and end this. Are you guys I'm about to end it, but I'm just curious. So are you still hearing static right now? Yeah, I didn't even know you guys were hearing static. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up and also figure out where that static is coming from. So that's what it is, guys. Tune in tomorrow, y'all. Once again, DBN Radio, the show. We doing it tomorrow. It should be a good one, man. It should be a good one, no doubt about it, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap this up. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow on the next live stream. I'm gonna go ahead and upload the rest of this footage that I got, and that's pretty much what it is, y'all. So I'll see you guys on the next one, y'all.